As spring approaches, I wanted to start a Mediterranean series, and first up is this Mediterranean orzo with grilled shrimp that comes together in under 30 minutes. I'm going to start off by making a super easy basil dressing that you can use on vegetables, on top of pasta, salads, and it starts off with just 1 cup of fresh basil. You'll also add in some freshly grated garlic along with some really good olive oil. I'm using a Sicilian olive oil and the juice of 1 whole lemon. I'm adding in half a teaspoon of salt, but you can start with a 1/4 teaspoon and then just salt to taste from there. And I'm also adding in some Mediterranean oregano and black pepper. Combine for about a minute or until you reach a nice and smooth consistency, and taste for salt and pepper and adjust.
Perfect.
I'm using a variety of colors for my cherry tomatoes. The yellow ones are just sweeter, so it brings a different taste profile, and then the colors are so beautiful when you add them to the dish. And I'm just slicing them in half, and then you'll set them aside. And when I think Mediterranean, I definitely think olives, and Castelvetrano are one of my favorite olives. And you're just gonna take them and slice them thinly along with some Kalamata olives. And you can go ahead and add your olives to the same bowl as the tomatoes and set that aside. Add some olive oil to a large pan on medium heat and add in your crushed garlic and saute that for 30 seconds to a minute or until it's nice and aromatic. Add in your orzo and just give that a stir for about 30 seconds. You don't want the orzo to get any color, you want it to remain pale. And then you'll go ahead and add in the chicken stock. I'm using Better Than Bouillon, the low sodium chicken version that I just diluted with some water. And then you're going to add in your seasonings. I've got some paprika, some Mediterranean oregano, some salt, and some pepper. And you'll just cover it and let it simmer for 8 to 10 minutes or until al dente. And while that's cooking, I'm just going to prepare my shrimp, and this is totally optional, but I love to serve this with some sort of protein. And it's so quick to make because you can just make it while the orzo is cooking. And I'm adding some smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, a little salt, and a little pepper. I'm putting them on skewers because I'm going to use my grill pan to grill them, or if it's warm outside and you have a grill, you can use a regular grill. If you are going that route, I would just soak the skewers so they don't burn, but they typically are okay when you're just using a grill pan. Add some olive oil to your grill pan on medium-high heat, and I'm going to add in the shrimp and grill them for about 1.5 minutes per side. My shrimp were a little thick, so they took a little longer. And then once that 1.5 minutes is done, you'll just flip them and repeat on the other side. Once I flipped it, I just basted it with some of that delicious basil dressing we made earlier, and then set that aside while we finish up our orzo. The orzo is ready and has absorbed all of the liquid, and I'm just going to add in the tomatoes and our olives and give that a little swirl. And I don't want to break up the tomatoes, I want them to kind of remain intact. And then I'm going to go ahead and top it off with some feta cheese, and I'm going to reserve some feta cheese to top it once I plate. And I just let everything come together for about 1 minute or 1.5 minutes on low heat, and then I like to top it with some freshly chopped basil. In under 30 minutes, it's ready. Go ahead and plate it, and I like to top it with some of that basil dressing. And then I put some more feta cheese, and you can totally add some more basil if that's what you want, and you're ready to dig in. I can't wait to dig into this. All these vibrant colors that just remind me of the Mediterranean diet. They kind of match my dress. And I want to try this because it looks so good. Let's try it. Man, that is good. The addition of the feta and that basil lemon sauce is so delicious. Also, what I think is great is you can eat this hot, or you can eat it the next day as a cold salad. Either way, it's going to be delicious. And then I like to have some protein, so I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp to this. Let's try this. Guys, this is the Mediterranean right in your kitchen. It's delicious. Everybody's gonna love it. If you try it, let me know in the comments.